Hello, this is Spike Chartel here with, I think my annual or biannual video. I'm not sure. I know it's been a while. Um, Although, considering the current fuckery, maybe these videos will become a little bit more frequent now, since I have nothing else to do but count flowers on the wall. Anyway, so what are we talking about? Well, it's simple, really. It's what everyone's talking about right now. And no, I'm not talking about that gay meth head with tigers in Oklahoma. I'm talking about the bat flu fuckery. And when I mean bat flu, I don't mean like some disease created in that 1960s TV show by an evil Bruce Wayne from an alternate reality. I'm talking, of course, about the Chinese bat flu, or the Kung flu, if you will. So, what's to be said about this? Well, shit, I don't know. Where to start? That's the question. Maybe we could start with the Chinese Communist Party and the fact that they knew about this shit in November and decided to not actually tell the world how bad it really was because they wanted to save face and didn't care how many people ended up dying as a result. And the supreme irony in that is, of course, now they look like the biggest assholes in the world to anyone that didn't already know. Now, of course, I guess I could go into the fact that there are people actually trying to defend them. Oddly enough, there are people that are trying to blame this on Cheeto Hitler. And I mean, okay, we get it. You hate fucking Trump, but this isn't one you can blame on him. Now, you can sit there and say he handled the response wrong all you want, and you can cry about that. And to be honest, I think in a nation of 320 plus million individualists, and yes, everyone in this country is a fucking individualist, whether you fucking want to admit it or not. Even you commies that espouse the fucking wonders of collectivism, you're not a collectivist. The only reason you're espousing the fucking supposed virtues of communism is because you're pissed off, and rightfully so, at the fuckery that we've had with crony capitalism. But we're getting off subject here. That's a whole other video. So, first off, Trump's not to blame. Even if he totally bungled the response, Trump's not to blame. Why? Because there would have been nothing to respond to if there was no fucking virus to respond to. This is some shit that he shouldn't have to be dealing with, or we shouldn't have to be dealing with, for that matter, right now. But yet, here we are. Let's see. There is also the culture of eating anything that moves while processing livestock, with heavy quotations, in an environment where nobody seems to know that germ theory is a thing. And they store their quote-unquote livestock in a manner that makes factory farming in the West look quite humane, actually. Seriously, you should check that shit out if you haven't already. So, where are we at now? Well, I'm having to self-isolate, even though I was working as an essential worker, because I live with someone who is seriously immunocompromised. So, there's that fun of trying to get unemployment and all the fuckery that is going on there because, well, millions of other people are trying to do the same thing. So, I understand where people are coming from. There is the lunacy of, people, with masks and shit thinking that that's going to stop a virus. Like, I'm sorry, Karen, a piece of fabric is not going to stop a virus. You know what will? Staying the fuck away from people and not coughing on each other. Is it really that fucking hard? But I digress. I know people are stupid. We can't change that. So, in short, what's to blame here? Well, one, obviously, the Chinese Communist Party for a complete and total lack of even attempting to try to contain this or even warn the rest of the world so that we knew what to prepare for. Because let's be honest, back in January, none of us thought this was serious, myself included. All right. Personally, I didn't think it was going to end up becoming a big deal because I had a lot of faith in our medical technology and high standards of sanitation in the United States. I still have faith in those things, though, now that I realize I wouldn't even say realize, now that I have a clue, along with everyone else having a clue as to just how infectious this shit really is, well, okay, maybe our medical technology and high standards of sanitation alone aren't going to do the job. So, yes, Chinese Communist Party is to blame for a total lack of trying to fucking contain it. And the culture of eating anything that moves while giving zero fucks about germ theory and storing livestock in a manner that makes Western factory farming look humane is also to blame. Now, that doesn't mean I'm blaming the people that, shop and work in these wet markets. However, in an age where proper food processing and refrigeration are cheap, even in places like China, these practices are inexcusable. I don't care if it's a part of their culture. Eating bats that are processed in a fucking area where no fucks are given towards germ theory is disgusting and wrong. Some cultures are better than others. That's the cold hard truth. Additionally, it's also the Chinese Communist Party's fault that they have done nothing to try to change that culture. Now, what do I think the civilized world's response should be to this? It's simple. The Chinese Communist Party needs to suffer. And there's only one way that's going to happen. The rest of the civilized world is going to have to get together once this blows over. And we're going to have to embargo them. And we're going to have to blockade them. We're going to have to make it where nothing gets in and nothing gets out of that country. And we're going to have to do that to the point where their party collapses. And then the rightful government of China, the Taiwan, can be allowed to step in and take over. Now, that's not going to be a simple thing. That's not going to be a quick solution. But it really is the only solution we have. And it's going to have to be implemented as soon as we are done dealing with the current bullshit that we're dealing with. Because it goes without saying, we can't let things go back to the way they were. We really can't. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And like and share if you like the video. And hopefully I'll do another video here before too long. Thank you and peace out.